Tuesday! I knew I was going to do that morning. Hey, hopefully everybody had a good 3-day weekend. If you had a 3-day weekend out there, I bet you the Chapel Bill wish they had a 3-day weekend over the weekend. Hey, I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, he is back. He is ready for the football season. Dale Hellestrae's here, everybody.
Well rested. Whoa, I guess I should get this a little closer. Well rested, ready to go. Opening week.
There's nothing worse than hearing your voice, but then hearing your voice echoey.
Opening week. Got your game face on, Steve. You show up
ready.
a little tired. I show up with vim and vigor, ready to rock and roll. We got 2 local games this week, so time to get excited.
What do you mean 2 weeks? 2 local games this week?
Yeah, you got your ASU Sun Devils going into SEC country to take a whooping, and then you got your Cardinals going to New Orleans.
Yes, yeah. Spencer Rattler, local product.
Are you traveling to New Orleans?
No,
Do a little Bourbon Street?
No, not at all.
That early kickoff?
I'd rather go to Mississippi, and I'm doing neither.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Starkville?
What have you been to Starkville?
I have.
Why do they call it Stark Vegas?
Why
did Tim Healy keep calling it Stark Vegas?
Because that's what they nicknamed themselves. Well, why does Manhattan call themselves a Little Apple?
Well, because it's Manhattan. But do they have casinos in Starkville?
I think they do. Yes, I think they do, and it is a party at Mississippi State before the game.
Is it?
Yes.
Not much else going on.
I always get it mixed up. Is this the Cowbell School?
Or is it, no, I don't. I have no idea. All I know is they call their big thing the Egg Bowl, and I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Oh, that's the greatest game ever.
Mississippi State. You know what? That's a good point. Is this the cowbell one?
The Stark Vegas, I do believe it is. They bring the cowbells.
Oh, I'm going to look that up here real quick. Yeah. We're going to have to listen to, Mississippi State Bulldogs. Football cowbell. You can buy one with the logo on it at the team store right now for $34.
I think it was an Alabama-Mississippi State game, and the thing that jumped out to me was in the SEC, if you make noise, you can bring noisemakers in, but if your crowd makes noise when the play starts, you get penalized.
Artificial noise. You can be loud, but you can't have horns and stuff like that.
These people are out there 3.5 hours before the game, and they're ringing those dang bells, and they're drunk, and they're having fun. And I'm like, there's going to be at least 5 penalties during this game. And not one bell rang. It's crazy.
Hey, that's what they say about SEC people.
Yeah,
don't break rules. Don't break rules.
They're classy. That's why they're the best football conference in the country.
That's funny. Classy. Stay classy, SEC.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling them today?
Yes.
Just Tim Healy. I left the game on Saturday night. Early Sunday morning, maybe. Saturday night.
Stay a little bit longer than you wanted to, huh?
Stupid ASU. Yeah, unbelievable. I don't care what Kenny says. We have the audio. I don't care what Kenny says. What they're throwing at you. Woo! If they don't shore up that offensive and defensive line, ASU's in trouble. They were getting destroyed off the line against a smaller, faster team. Now you're going to be going up against, say what you want, Mississippi State's terrible in SEC terms.
Yeah.
But you're going to be going up against bigger, faster guys this week.
Well, the thing that I always thought, like I was hanging out with some of my buddies, my nephew's in town, had a friend, and we hung out over the weekend. I'm like, do you realize that not one NAU player got an offer from ASU? Not one.
Yeah, well, yeah, they would have gone
there.
They
would have gone to ASU.
Yeah, exactly.
Then not one NAU guy was offered, and to cause problems again, I'm just going to chalk it up to the first week. I'm going to chalk it up to I'm playing for ASU. I'm overlooking NAU.
I agree with you 100%, but that doesn't multiple holding calls.
Yeah,
which
you're not focused.
I know you disagree with me on this, but holding calls happen because you're beat and you grab them. That's why holding calls happen. You don't have a holding call when you're when you're dominating the guy and keeping him in front of you. And again, smaller, they're an athletic team. I don't want to say less athletic, but a smaller team was manhandling ASU at times, and that's where you go. Ooh.
I didn't get to see much of the ASU
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how'd that second half go?
Because I'm sorry, I don't have ESPN 9. The hell was that?
The second half of the game, they opened up and dominated, which you expect to happen because NAU just gets beat down, and they were getting beat down. Like, they were getting hit hard. They're probably getting hit harder in this game than they'll get hit the whole rest of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, there were guys that were just running normal, and next thing you know, they're like on their back. Like, what just happened? So you saw them more down. We left for that NAU last drive, so I saw it later on. I saw the highlights of it later on.
How'd you see it? Did you have a secret code?
I was there. No, people on Twitter putting it out there. That's the one thing. I mean, a lot of media people, and we'll get into ASU in depth here coming up, but ASU media people did a good job once the ESPN Plus feed went down. They were posting, if you didn't see the giant scramble there of Sam Levitt for the touchdown, the one that wasn't called back. They posted that type of stuff and everything. And actually, ironically, you want to know where I saw the final NAU drive? And I kid you not, ESPN. Yeah.
What, on the highlights?
Yeah, because it was a bad beat for Scott Van Pelt. Because NAU they went over the spread instead of under it, and of course they bet the under. So they were playing a lot of the last drive on ESPN. Ironically enough.
Yeah, I turned it on and I saw shadows and I couldn't hear anything. Then I didn't see anything and I heard something and I was like, "What the hell is?" And then I turned over and that juggernaut down south. Oh, can see it nice and clear on TNT.
Boy, did I misjudge that one, man. Brennan's the best coach on the planet. U of A is going to win the Big 12.
Wow.
They look good. I was keeping my eye on it during the ASU game, but I went back over the weekend and watched it. Sat down and watched it. And I mean, they're not going and winning the Big 12. You could tell there's a difference there, but U of A impressed in that game.
Yeah, and a nice victory. And before I forget, the one thing that happened over the weekend to me was I had forgotten that 6 weeks ago I heard something.
He committed to something.
I heard something, and I bet the Texas-Ohio State under. And I put a lot more than I usually do for some reason. Completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
And
those are the best bets.
And we were golfing on Sunday, and Scott, my son-in-law, and whatever, that dang under hit. And I mean, it wasn't even close. So I put some money on it. I'm like, hey, I think I put some money on that 6 weeks ago. And yes, it's nice to see a cha-ching in your account that you didn't even know was coming.
What was the under odds back then?
I think it was 52. So I just barely made it.
We're going to talk about that game coming up. Okay, I'm going to do my yearly rant of we need to get rid of preseason polls, not just because of Texas, but it's time to stop listening to SEC pundits. Just turn them off. Let the SEC have them. Let the SEC, let them talk in their SEC bubble about how great Arch Manning is. Dude couldn't hit the side of a barn, Dale.
He was pretty ugly.
That last throw, he started getting more comfortable, and then that last throw to Wingo behind him, and he's wide open, and he's stepping back. His form is terrible all game long. It looked like he was afraid to get hit. It's one thing to go and lose your first game as a hyped guy. Right? Peyton Manning never won a championship, folks, and he was the highest hyped guy at Tennessee when he was there.
Number 1 pick overall, yep.
And he never won a championship. It's possible for that to happen, period, end of story. But his form was god-awful terrible. He was throwing off his back foot all day, throwing sidearm when he doesn't have to, afraid to run the football. He looked like he was afraid out there. I don't hear a lot of people saying it. I'll say it right now. He looked like he was afraid out there. He was confused. He couldn't figure out the Ohio State defensive calls. You got to give Matt Patricia. I mean, look, if Matt Patricia draws up defenses in the pros for a lot of years, going up against a kid getting technically his first start, with all the hype. I know he's played before, folks.
First road start.
Yeah, in that environment, Matt Patricia is just going to outsmart you 90% of the time. And he made Arch Manning look like he was afraid to be out there. The guy couldn't throw the football. You cannot be hyped up that much and not know how to throw the football. I mean, if you're Wingo today, are you not transferring? Can I transfer? Can I transfer right now?
Here's the thing about Texas. And I was watching the game with some friends on Saturday, and the thing that I've always said about Texas, first of all, I hate them. I hate them to death.
You do.
Hey, I hate Burnt Orange. They're our rival when I was at SMU. We're both always top 5 teams, and our game, I don't think a game that I played against them in 4 years, the spread, the point differential is more than 3 points. Always a tough game. But over the last 20 years, they got flash and pomp and circumstance, but they're a little bit like the Cowboys, where their lines of scrimmage, for the most part,
They got dominated.
they're soft.
I saw one clip. Somebody clipped it. Was like literally said, "This is the definition of being on skates."
Yeah.
And the guy like planted his feet and just got moved backward as a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh dear God, like it was just bad. It was just bad. Now Ohio State's a dang good team, but a true freshman, redshirt freshman, saying for Ohio State,
Yeah. I'm just saying.
went in and looked like he should have been. Like if you took those jerseys off, you'd have said, "Oh, that's Arch Manning on that side." I was just shocked, and I don't think Arch Manning is the next coming of Jesus. I'm going to reserve my thoughts on that. But
Well, remember when his grandpa came out and said he's going to be at Texas for 2 years?
There's a reason he's saying that. They saw him in practice. He couldn't beat Ewers out. That's a questionable thing, right? Because I thought Ewers was great. But if you're as good as Arch Manning is, you should be beating that guy out. Why isn't he transferring to another school and going and dominating there, right? You mean to tell me Georgia, all these other schools wouldn't have had him? There's a reason why he's getting his first start 2 years into college right now. And I think we saw it. Doesn't mean he's not going to be a good quarterback. Doesn't mean any of that. But dear God, if you're going to hype a guy up, make sure he can throw the football as a quarterback.
I mean, at first, a couple of those throws early in the game, they weren't within 10 yards.
No,
So a
but-
receiver who was wide open.
And then he got better as the game went on. But then that last drive, that last throw to Wingo just sticks in my head because I was like, did he get hit? Because the way he was falling backwards, side arming it, like acting like he was getting murdered back, nobody touched him. And the guy was wide open. He would have ran for 20 yards. That would have been a game-tying touchdown if he would have hit him there. And it's just amazing the overhypedness going on with him. That needs to settle down right now. And just everybody, just let the SEC talk in their bubble, and the rest of us will just ignore them. They'll just yak in their bubble, and the rest of us will sit back. But Texas didn't look anything close to being a top 5 team in that game.
Now, the one thing I will say, and we talked about it last year, when Ohio State went to Oregon and got beat early in the season.
But that was like what week 3, week 4, something like that.
Week 3 or 4. But I think everybody, maybe you didn't, but all the smart people said if they play later on in the year,
we said that
on a neutral field, I think Ohio State beats them. And
The crowd didn't. The crowd was loud and all that, but the crowd wasn't the reason. Like if Texas was afraid of that, they played bad from the start. And Steve Sarkisian's not a good. I think he got completely outcoached in that game. He just showed his warts again. He probably started drinking after that game again.
Wow.
He couldn't dial up a play to save his life out there.
No, it looked like. But again, if you can't block somebody,
That's the problem. That's what was most. Forget about Arch Manning for a second.
Yeah.
I was shocked, and like you said, they're going to get better as the season goes on.
I would think so.
But that loss can do a lot of stuff to you. We'll have to see how they who do they got? Texas Southern Christian South University State this weekend.
Yeah, so they should win.
Yeah, they're going to come out and win.
They'll be 1-1.
They come out and win by 700 points. Everybody's going to be like, see Archie Manning for Hoseman. I also liked when that game was going on, all the ASU people, Levitt's better than Archie Manning. Levitt's better than Archie Manning. All these people on Twitter. And I'm like, why don't we wait and see Levitt play later tonight?
Yeah.
I do agree with that, by the way. I do think Levitt is a better quarterback than Arch Manning is going into that game. Let's not be going to Twitter bragging about it.
Let's wait for a few games.
I mean, I don't know I don't know how you go from being able to throw the football against bad teams. Louisiana Monroe was one of his starts last year, stuff like that, to not knowing how to throw the football now. Like that's what's alarming to me. And we'll talk about this on the ASU game.
Right.
Forget about the talent. The talent was out there. But wow. A lot of other stuff out there that you just don't expect to see. Like nobody expected to see Arch Manning not be able to complete a pass. Not because his receivers were dropping them, because he couldn't throw the football.
And wasn't close on a couple. It wasn't even close.
No. And then he would nail that. Then later in the game, he nailed that whatever it was, 40-yard pass, like professional throw.
Right.
And then the Gus Johnson experience needs to go away, man, on Fox as an announcer. That guy, at least it was a Dion this time, because last year, I mean, he might as well. I think he was trying to have sex with Dion after the game every time he called those games early last couple of years. So at least it wasn't Colorado, but oh my God, that guy, just turn that sound down.
The thing is, I do like his sidekick.
I do. That's the thing. That's why I actually kept it up.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because like Gus Johnson will do his little freak out thing. Oh my God, that was the best pass I've ever seen in my life. And then he'll be like, well, the guy came open and just laid it right there. It's a beautiful pass, and quarterback should make that throw every day. And I was just like, thanks for coming back to the regular side. Robert says at TME Sports Show, Arch was not good, but Sayin was meh. I'm not saying Sayin was good. I'm just saying, if you tuned into that game and you didn't know uniforms, numbers on the back, or anything, you would have said, oh, that's Arch Manning over there because that guy's playing decent. Well, I didn't expect much. This is why I struggled to pick this game. I didn't expect much of the quarterbacks going into this game. That's why I was like, ugh. Texas has more talent than Ohio State does, I think, on paper. They got dominated.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing to see in Ohio State. Look forward to them losing to Michigan later on this year, Dale, with all that talent.
So you don't like Minnesota teams, you don't like Ohio State.
I can't stand Ohio State.
What did Ohio State ever do to you?
They were born. Biggest cheater. Okay, this is
Cheaters.
They had games taken away from them when Tressel was the head coach. Does everybody forget this? Everybody on the Ohio State say, "Oh, Michigan cheaters! They were trying to steal Stanley. Cheaters!" Does anybody not remember games being vacated for Ohio State for a bunch of years?
I did.
That's cheating, Dale. Everybody that backs Ohio State goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Michigan cheats constantly. All they do is cheat out there. You guys fired Jim Tressel for cheating. What are you guys talking about?
That was tattoos.
What
Come
are you
on.
talking about?
Tattoos and jerseys. Come on, Steve.
What are you talking about?
A little early for you to be getting that work.
Oh, it drives me nuts, man. Drives me nuts. Nuts. I do like Ryan Day's nipple ring, though. Did you see that? I thought of Dale on that.
I guess I wasn't watching close enough.
That was all over Twitter. Somebody
watched it?
Somebody, so he had a shirt on, and somebody took a picture of it. Yes. It was like, what?
Oh, man. Maybe it's a nipple ring that says beat Michigan.
Maybe David Boston's close. Maybe close to him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe he has to keep it in until he beats Michigan.
So we'll have more top football talk coming up, as well as, of course, getting to the ASU and and I warned you guys, don't buy the hype of Bill Belichick, man. He's going to have a very tough season.
Well, if I hear one or 1,000 more times, 70 new players in the program.
I know. Well, wait till you see this clip I got during the game last night. Bill Belichick I'm going to put it this way. Bill Belichick doesn't understand that college coaches are about the players. And what I mean by that is you got to hype your players up, man. You got to oversell your players. And wait till if you watched the game last night, because most of you probably turned it off. Your boy played well, number 60.
Yeah.
For TCU. I kept watching him.
Cade Bennett.
He had a couple big blocks.
Yeah.
that I saw. But for TCU, if you don't know, what left tackle,
Left guard.
left guard. I already forgot. Well, I was like, why isn't he wearing 70? Be wearing 70. Guy next to him was wearing 70.
Yeah, because he's a guard. He's not athletic enough to play tackle.
But it's just like it's the I hate this preseason stuff. We need this to settle down. Just stop the preseason hype on all of this stuff. Bill Belichick is in for a tough season. And what he doesn't realize is in the pros, it can be about the coach. You can't do that in college. You got to overhype guys. You've got to sell guys to people. And this clip last night floored me when I saw this during the game last night and everything. So we'll have that coming up for you as well. But first, Dale, your Diamondbacks. They played well against Milwaukee, go to Dodgers, win 2 out of 3, and everybody, make no movement, still 6.5 out of the wild card. Jack Summers put out this beautiful tweet on what the Diamondbacks have to do if the Mets do this. And the Diamondbacks pretty much have to win every game the rest of the year. But they're still 6-0. Just can't make any progress on these guys whatsoever. And then last night, Lourdes Gurriel just running in the outfield. Non-contact knee injury.
Yeah, that was weird.
Not good. Autumn and her daughters went, or one of her daughters and one of her boys went to the game last night. And I wasn't watching it. I was having fun watching TCU destroy. Actually, I was playing Madden. I was watching some good football.
Can you beat Ethan and Manna?
I did. I beat him. But then he destroyed me because we played a game of Madden, and I was like, let's play NCAA. That was my mistake. I got cocky. And then he destroyed me like.
What's the difference?
98. One's college and one's pros. He beat me like 98-50.
But it's still the same.
And it was, by the way, it was Ohio State and Texas. Was what we played. And Ohio State won 98-50. Arch Manning played well in the first half. I'm blaming Arch Manning for my NCAA play last night. Arch Manning played well in the first half. Then that fourth quarter came. That storm. All of a sudden, you could hear rain enveloping the house. We're like, oh, there's rain. And he threw like 6 interceptions in the fourth quarter.
You can't play in the elements.
Apparently, elements around my house. I mean, I can suck it. Arch Manning sucks at throwing the football again. Just started throwing interceptions left and right and everything and stuff like that. But, so I get the text going, Lourdes is being carted off. And I'm like, what? In a baseball game? They have carts?
Yeah.
Yikes. Kobe, if you have it, throw up that Gurriel injury. If you miss it, now you have to pay attention because it's a non-contact, and he's running, obviously, behind the play here on that. But this isn't going to be good news, folks.
All fastballs to Tellez here. And they come back with one more. Blaze Alexander. Oh, what a catch! His first game in center field, and it's a spectacular grab by Blaze, but he is down for the count. He is still down in left center. It's Gurriel. Gurriel went behind him to back up the play, and Lourdes is hurt.
Trainer's like, oh my God.
Anytime it's a non-contact.
Lourdes Gurriel down near the warning track.
You can take it down. We don't need to see him laying on the ground. Yeah, non-contact means something gave out. And MRI is today. Now, just how bad is the knee injury? Is it just an ACL? Is it an MCL, ACL? Is it a PCL? Is it a PCL? Is it all the L's? Is it all the CLs? This is not good news. He's missing some serious
and
time.
it looks so nonchalant.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's communication between the two, but
they didn't touch.
He was no contact.
Yeah.
He just kind of jumped back to make sure that he wasn't impeding Alexander.
You don't see that stuff in that situation on a baseball field. I think wasn't it Acuna with the Braves, but he was running the bases when he did it. Type of a situation. But that's the big news. There is yikes. Because that's a year out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not coming back and playing in April of next year, depending on how bad it is. And we'll see today with an MRI and stuff like that. But baseball players don't get carted off.
No.
But here's the other thing. I'd be critical. I'm gonna be critical of some announcing today. He's watching the game. He literally saw Blaze Alexander catch it and raise his hands up and everything. And he's still like, Blaze is still down. Blaze is still down. I'm like, no, dude, that's not Blaze. Then the camera's like going to everybody clapping, and then you just see everybody in the dugout go.
Yeah.
It's just not good, man. We can't have nice things, Dale.
No, I told you the Valley can't have nice things.
It's brutal. So we'll see later on today, but maybe they need to Miyagi that knee or something.
So what is it? Every other day the Diamondbacks lose somebody?
Pretty much.
I mean, Pavin Smith's going to be done for the year.
Yeah, done for the
Jeez.
year. Pavin Smith, I mean, I don't mean to be happy he got injured, but Pavin Smith, I'm okay with going out because you need to see what Locklear has. You need to get these young guys in there. Pavin Smith's not your future at first base. He was supposed to be the backup / DH behind, not Suarez, Naylor this year. And that's Pavin Smith's role.
Right.
So that one doesn't hurt. Excuse the pun. That one doesn't hurt as much as Gurriel going down, obviously. Right. Now, Blaze Alexander, that was his first start at center field. He's going to be playing out there more. So now you're going to get more Blaze Alexander out in the outfield probably. So there is a positive side of it. But Gurriel, I believe he has, don't quote me on that, but I believe he has a player option this year, which obviously he'll take after this year because if he has a serious knee injury and everything. It'll be. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because of what Robert tweeted in. So it's just he's not going to be ready for a start of the season. What's it like if you tear your ACL? That used to be a year mandatory out. Can you come out and be able to play like April next year?
No, it's at least if you are unbelievably fortunate, you could probably be coming back to some activity 7 months, but it's a 9-month injury.
Okay,
and that's what sucks like a football player. If you hurt your ACL in late November,
yeah,
and you're gone for basically. And here's the other thing about it: an ACL.
We saw that with Beckham Jr. Right? Wasn't that Super Bowl and a playoff game, and he had a hard time coming back?
Maybe he's on the boat. He slipped on their off week.
It was when he was with the Rams.
Oh. You didn't go on a boat with the Rams? Or
he might have. Didn't get out as much.
But the thing that I've always noticed with ACLs is not only is it's a time missed, but when you come back, you don't really trust it. Yes. And it takes you at least half a season to kind of gain your footing and all that stuff.
And what do outfielders need to be able to trust their knee, especially when it happens like that? It's one thing if you collide with somebody, and you have an injury, then you can be like, all right, that's not good. It doesn't happen very often. I'll be good. But he was just running, and basically just doing nothing. You do that 1,000 times a day when it goes and stuff like that. So bad news. 7-5 loss there. Not a shot. Bullpen issues.
Extra innings.
Yeah.
Had a 5-3 lead.
It was 5-3 when I stopped paying attention to it. And I got the text saying, free baseball. And I went, oh. I texted back and said, well, that means the Diamondbacks blew the lead. I will say this, though. I'm going to give, I'm all for like finding some silver linings here and everything. Ryan Nelson, very good yesterday.
Yeah, pitched a pretty damn good.
6 innings pitched. Gave up the 3 runs as well. Ryan Thompson came in and shut it down for that inning. Sal Frank's doing what he wants. I just don't understand why you did this salary dump with I know why you did it for Montgomery, but with holy cow, Shelby Miller. You could use Shelby Miller right now. And they're complaining about their bullpen and the bullpen arms and blowing stuff. Just can't you use a guy like Shelby Miller right now, a veteran presence and everything? And why you just gave up on him and traded him to Milwaukee and gave in on that? I'll just never understand because you can use him in these situations.
Well, maybe they want him to get a World Series ring.
The day Milwaukee Brewers win a World Series, I don't know, man. That just doesn't feel right, does it?
Doesn't sound right, doesn't look right.
And Pat Murphy's got them lined up, man.
They're
ready to go.
good.
I was giggling during that because Robert chimed in. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. And then also at TME Sports Show on X, Robert says, wait, Texas has bad coaching on Madden too? Yes. Yes, they do. I was calling the right plays. It's just Arch Manning wasn't completing them. He kept throwing.
You're not taking any responsibility for getting your butt whooped.
He kept throwing them to Ohio State. I scored 50.
Well,
Normally, that's my defense. Normally, when you score 50, actually,
well, hire a defensive coordinator.
I think in that fourth, I think I threw like 3 pick sixes. It's my defense. I can't even blame it on the defense.
So you guys don't even have to sit down next to each other to play anymore, do you?
No, you don't have to, but we do. Yeah, we do.
You have headphones on?
Mm-hmm. I do, yeah. We don't talk to them. We do that when we play Call of Duty in the same room. We've done the headphones on.
Just don't understand it.
You should come over one time. Hang out in my gaming room.
Yeah.
What's the difference between me sitting down and watching the Texas Ohio State game and then me playing it? What's the difference?
Well, you got your ass beat.
Well, so did Texas. Technically, the scoreboard might say so, but they did.
Yeah, 98-50. I wouldn't have won my bet.
I scored 50 points and still lost. He was trying to get that 100. It was ugly.
Was he trying to run it up on you?
No, I wasn't helping myself at all. Arch Manning was launching some balls directly at Ohio State defenders, man. I didn't know how to stop it. I was like, how do I stop doing this? Why all of a sudden am I doing this? It's true. Ethan did play with Jackson Dart for the Giants and Cam Scatteraboo as the Giants. And he was doing really well before that with Russell Wilson. I ended up winning the game, but he was doing all right with them. He switched to them and played even better. I'm telling you guys, Jackson Dart is going to be starting for the Giants. I'm becoming more and more convinced of it.
Because of Madden?
No, I said that before Madden. But now that I see him, Jackson Dart, throw the ball on Madden, it's coming, folks. It's coming.
Before we get too far away from Diamondbacks baseball,
being sarcastic.
I didn't realize this. Did you realize that your boy Ketel Marte has a right forearm fatigue?
No.
Right forearm fatigue.
Is that why he wears all that body armor?
From what? What do you have right forearm fatigue?
It's a family show, Dale.
You throw from second base to first base.
With his right arm.
Right forearm fatigue.
Is he working out a lot? He does. He looks. His uniform's getting smaller. That uniform's shrinking a little bit. I'm like convinced of it.
Wow.
No, okay. Doesn't that just mean though that it's just sore? Like he woke up one day and it was just a little bit sore.
Probably. I don't know, but that's.
I know, but why do we have to announce it? This is what I'm arguing.
You took another day off.
I wake up and oh, my shoulder's a little sore. I don't go announcing it like, oh, I got shoulder fatigue today.
You do here.
Oh yeah, but
Riley and I have to listen to it every
But
morning.
I show up, don't I?
You battle through it.
Make it through it.
You don't say you just want to DH today?
You mean Marte, who yesterday came up and the winning runs were on, or the tying run was on second, and he grounds it to the shortstop. That Marte,
your boy, best player of the
MVP
team.
Marte. Maybe that's why I didn't realize he had forearm fatigue. I got to cut him some slack now. So Lourdes Gurriel's blew his knee out, and then Marte's like, yeah, but my forearm hurts. It's a little sore. Hurts when I do this.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, your boy Lawler's up. You see what he's doing?
I did not see him last night. Did he play last night?
Yeah, he did. He's not going to play against righties, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Always like a guy who only plays against half the pitchers.
Well, that's Torrey's deal. That's Torrey's thing. Got to do matchups. But, I mean, World Series, here we come. He's batting 0 still.
He still hasn't got a hit.
Still batting zeros. He's only played in 2 games.
Yeah, but he played in how many before?
19. Well, he was 0 for 19 before. What's the record? 0 for what is the record?
To start your career?
Yes. Well, no, because he had hits last year when he came up.
Oh, did he?
When he came up for that World Series year. He didn't get called up last year because of his hamstring. Batting 0 still. His OPS, whopping .091.
The answer. Just start calling him the answer. Him and Allen Iverson.
They pinch hit for him with Alec Thomas there, and I think that was the 10th inning that they did that.
Oh, brother.
That's how well he's doing. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out, and if he goes over or struggles the rest of the season, it might be time to
Release him?
don't know. You can probably still get some for him.
You think?
He'll go someplace else and be a Hall of Famer, Dale. That's what happens to the Diamondbacks.
Hey, you
Just
want to trade for this
depressing.
guy? I know he didn't get a hit last year.
Just depressing, man.
What do you give us for it?
They're like, we won't even give you a ball for it. I mean, Locklear's only batting at 163. He's struggling too. That's what young kids do, though. Get him up here, put him at the bottom of the lineup, and see what they can do. If they can't figure it out, then you got to go search someplace else. Period. End of story. Look, no matter what they win, they're still 6.5 back. They just they went 2 for 2 against Milwaukee, 2 for 3 against the Dodgers, and they're still 6.5 back. Just play the young guys, avoid major serious injuries if possible, and then let's move on with our lives. Get Blaze out there to, center field. My favorite part is when they announce Blaze Alexander's positions. Like if you look at the box score, like everybody else has like C for catcher, RH. Or RF for right field. He's got CF, LF, 3B. Like they're listing every position on the planet for him out there. So, Texas Rangers again tonight. No Merrill Kelly in this series. He pitched on Saturday for Texas, got the win. So we will not see him in this series. Thank goodness, because I'd hate to see him win at home. It infuriates you somewhere, wouldn't it?
Well, your boy, you're one of your best friends. I saw he was at the game last night.
Well, yeah, he goes to all the Texas games.
Yeah.
He's
a Ranger fan.
Yeah,
He's from there.
sure. But I don't know why you root for the Rangers, but I mean,
Hometown team, Steve.
Yeah. Except he's lived here for 20 years. At what point do you cross over?
Well, you got to have something to cross over to.
The Rangers are more disappointing than the Diamondbacks are every year, except for that World Series year. They both made the World Series that year.
Except for that World Series.
They both have the same amount of World Series, folks.
Yeah, but how about the last 5 years?
Okay. So one year they make the World Series.
Yeah.
They're disappointing this year. They're missing the playoffs this year. Yeah, he goes to them all. It's stupid. I don't know why you waste your time. Then you got the Red Sox. Then you got today and tomorrow, Texas. Thursday off, Red Sox this weekend.
Okay.
Might want to go catch a Red Sox game this week. Football's on. Never
Yeah, starting Thursday, 2 days away, Steve.
mind. Yeah, because we're all going to pay attention to that Cowboys game. We got some.
You're not going to watch it Thursday?
Oh no, I'll watch because it's the first game of the year. But we'll have it all turned off by halftime. Eagles are going to dominate this game. It's not going to be close, Dale.
I don't know. The Cowboys signed Bland, $92 million.
Did you see me? I'm all, when you have extra money to spend. Okay, my Micah Parsons theory is complete, by the way, and we'll talk about that here coming up. But because you floated locker room issues last week.
Uh-huh.
And Jerry, remember I was questioning how Jerry kept saying we don't even know if they'll be around for it. Last year we signed a guy and he missed a bunch of games and everything. Micah's back is a serious problem. He might be able to make it this year and next year, but I think long term, people are concerned about that back long term.
If you're in your 5th year and you're getting shots in your back to play,
Like he turns out he wasn't practicing because he was holding out, Dale. Turned out they weren't allowing him to practice, or they wanted him to practice, and he kept saying no.
right?
This is an amazing deal. We'll talk about NFL stuff when we come back. It's the main event. Tuesday edition main event. And we're back here. Main event Tuesday edition. And Robert is correct. I knew this, but and I get it. Shelby Miller, heard a pop in his elbow yesterday, by the way. That wouldn't have happened here in Arizona, right? Just my bigger point is you need bullpen arms, and they just threw them away, Yeah, Shelby Miller's going to be out for a while. Tommy John coming for Shelby Miller as well, apparently. And he's been pitching well for Milwaukee as well. So that is out there. And then this weekend, NFL finally is here. Well, Thursday, Friday from Sao Paulo, Brazil on Friday. What's more exciting, Chiefs, Chargers, Cowboys, Eagles?
Oh, they're not even close.
I know, right? Chiefs, Chargers from Brazil.
Please.
From Brazil.
They'll be record shattered on Thursday night. Largest opening day audience in the history of the National Football
quickest audience to disappear in the first quarter when they see the defense of the Cowboys playing.
So you're picking Philly, huh?
Philly's winning this game.
Yeah.
Are they giving rings away?
You're giving the point? Yeah, they're going to raise the banner. There'll be distractions. The Philly fans are going to be.
All right, so it's going to take longer than the first quarter for the Eagles to put them away. No, I haven't made my pick yet. The Eagles are winning this game. I can tell you this because I'm going through all the NFL teams, and I'm legit picking. Like, this is how crazy I'm being about it. So, like, Eagles. Because a lot of people go through like the Eagles schedule and they're like win, loss, and then they'll go through the Cowboys schedule and then they'll mix it up and they'll have like a win so they have both teams winning the game. I'm not doing that. If I have the Eagles winning Thursday night, bloop, it's a loss in the Cowboys column, bloop, as well. So like legitimate records coming up.
What I want to know is how many did I get right this weekend?
Oh,
or are we going to do that whole thing when I kick ass? You just don't keep tallies.
Yeah, I did find last year's thing, so I just got to sit down now.
No,
and
you're not
calculate.
going to do that.
I'm gonna give it to Riley to do.
It's like an ACL injury.
It's in the Dropbox. And Riley can pull them down and look at them and do math.
I just asked about this weekend.
Well, I got them for you. I have. We'll recap week 0 as well.
Well, I picked one game that week.
Yeah, no, but I was right, so I have to say yes. I picked right.
We were both 0-1.
Shoot, we were wrong. That's right. Kansas State.
We were both wrong.
Do you see they almost lost over the weekend? And everybody's like, "That's why you don't go to Europe and play your first game." I'm sorry. A bad flow, a Division II foe. You don't come back and almost lose to them. I don't care where you played the week before.
Have you ever flown overseas and then have to come back and play football games, Dave?
No, but I've flown to overseas and had to come back and go to work a couple days later.
Oh, wow.
Hard getting up sometimes.
Wow.
Hard waking up. So Micah, it was amazing. What was it, Friday? Or maybe it was Saturday. You start hearing about Micah's locker room issues where Dak didn't like his locker room antics and everything, his podcast out there, and it went all the way up to Dak. You might have nailed that part right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Doesn't that mean Dak's less of a leader than we all thought he was if he's getting upset about a podcast?
Well, not if, again, not if you got a guy in Micah who's just a dominating personality and is going to be a disruption.
Well, that's the issue. The things he was saying, what I gathered is the things he was saying on his podcast was not going well in the locker room.
Right.
Because he's an open book, and you can't be an open book.
No.
Then the other side of it is he was doing a lot of concentrating on the podcast, getting ready for it, missing events, not missing events like practice and stuff, but not doing other things. Like maybe it's a lift day and I got to go do my podcast type of stuff. But isn't that amazing how that starts to come out after the trade?
Yeah, well, if you're Dak Prescott and he's going to be on your team and in your locker room for the next 3 or 4 years, you're probably not going to come out with that.
It's going to come out until after he leaves, of course, right? So that came out over the weekend. And then Micah practiced for the first time with the Packers over the weekend. And it turns out he has an L4, L5 disc problem in his back. So much so that the Packers have said we didn't know about it when the trade was made, but we've still put him through on our protocols to accept the trade. But they didn't know. They claim they didn't know about it when the trade happened. They didn't know about his back.
So
he's had a back problem. But it hasn't been the narrative here lately.
Well, most people thought the back problem was tied to a contract problem.
Yes.
And evidently there is something there. like you and I think we're talking off the air, the fact that this is year 5 for him.
Yeah.
I didn't have to start getting shots in my back till year 10-ish.
Yeah.
Epidurals in your back and things like that.
Just to play.
Yeah. And
Play.
so he's young. You start with this. You're talking $45 million. Is it going to be balky all year? Is he going to miss Is he going to miss multiple games because
I'll
of
put
it?
it this way: it's not going to get better.
No, I can tell you that you see me walk now. It doesn't get better.
I mean, we're September 2nd. He practiced the other day, and I watched him do the sled. He was just hitting the sled.
Yeah.
And after he hit that sled and he walked off, that wasn't I'm fine walk off. That was an uncomfortable walk away from the sled kind of a deal. Where what I mean by that is you could tell like something, he wasn't 100%, and he hasn't practiced at all.
Yeah.
This is his first practice. He's been off all off season. It ain't gonna get better as the season goes on, and they're saying if he plays this weekend, he's gonna have to get the shot to play this weekend.
And I had L5S1 was where my issue was. His is one vertebrae up. And again, what that does is when you're leveraging, you got 300-pounders leaning on you and all that stuff, it only going to last for so long. So, hey, he might go out and have an all-pro year because I know this, that I'd probably get during the season probably 4 epidurals a year. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they work really good. Back felt fantastic.
Until it wore off afterwards.
And then there were some times where it didn't feel so good.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't have to rush the passer. I just snapped the ball and blocked some people. But it's going to be fascinating to see, and how much is he willing to go through? Again,
that's the thing. It's a pain. It's a pain management issue,
right? And now I got my $100-something million guaranteed. How much am I willing to put myself through?
Yeah. I might have to sit out and miss a game or two during the season.
And a lot of those things that we took back in the 90s are no longer legal in the 2025 season.
Well, you're putting it the right way there. All you can get is the epidural shot.
Yeah, there's no Toradol. There's Darvocet, Vicodin.
We found out that another team, on the Micah Parsons front, this is alarming. And if you're the Packers, how do you let that go through? They obviously think, and I'm going to look at it from the perspective, okay, he has to miss 2 or 3 games this season because of it. Not the end of the world, right? Not the end of the world. You could survive 2 or 3 games and get through that, and as long as he's healthy the rest of the year with the back, you're fine. I'm looking at this is a 4-year contract. I'm looking at it, like you said, 2, 3, 4 years down the line where you're like, how's that going to be holding up?
Well, remember, and again, I'll never forget, I know a lot of people have, when Amari Stoudemire was here.
Yeah.
And
the knee.
And they didn't want to get, and Sarver and company didn't want to give him the 5th year guaranteed for $100 million.
I think they didn't want to go over 3 years, if I remember right.
And they ended up being right.
Yeah. It looked bad that first year, though, when he was with the Knicks.
First year, but again, it's those next 4.
Yeah, it's what happens 2, 3 years down the line. Yeah. This is amazing how this stuff's coming out now. And I said it 3 weeks ago. I said, this might not be a Jerry Jones Cowboys problem. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to fault an owner that doesn't want to. But there's the other side of it. Jerry Jones was willing to pay him record-setting money back in April.
Yeah.
And the deal didn't come out. That tells me that maybe the Cowboys were trying to put in some injury protections in there or something. We'll have to wait and see.
That might have been one of the snags that the agent got a hold of and said, well, hold on, this isn't fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
This is guaranteed for this, but not that.
Yeah, and it's an amazing thing. So this is one case where I can understand not wanting to pay a guy $47 million if you're not sure. He missed games last year because of that back.
Yeah, missed 4 games.
4 games.
So is it 4 games last year, 5 games this year, 6 games now?
It's not going to get less if it's a back issue. You could miss 1 or 2, but what I mean is over the years, it's not going to get less. If you knowing all of this now, if you're the Packers, do you still make this move? That's the big question of the day. It's hard to answer that today
It's hard to answer today,
because
but
the upside's so good.
But I do know this. If you're the Dallas Cowboys,
I think they're happy.
you're silently going, you know what? It's not as lopsided as it looked at first.
But this is what I don't get about it. Because at least the Mavericks, when they traded Luka, what'd they say? He's fat and out of shape, and we're not winning a championship with him because he didn't play defense.
Right.
Like they said it in more politically correct terms, but they were floating that out there. If you're the Cowboys, why don't you go? We have concerns about his back. The trade's done. They can't come back. Like, you don't say that until that trade's done. But now they come out of that press conference and you go, yeah, his back's a concern to us. We didn't think, his back's going to be we think he's going to be great for the next 2 years, but to commit that kind of money over 5-6 years would be detrimental to this team. Why not say that stuff? Why always continue to, say the stupid stuff they say?
Well,
Just come out and
maybe-
say we weren't comfortable paying the guy $47 million.
Well, maybe you can also look at it from the fact that they want to make sure that the trade is finalized.
Well, that's what I mean. You don't say that until the trade's finalized.
Hey, they have no idea how bad that back is. They need to have the Bears team doctor come and look at his back.
I read it was a Green Bay paper that I was Green Bay, beat writer guy that said the Packers had no idea he had how bad the back problem was until he got there, and they still pushed it through to accept the trade. So obviously the Packers are on board.
So he gets the most money of a defensive player ever. I lose 2 rounds of draft stock because one guy finds my back.
So the difference is he got into the league and showed his worth before it happened.
Yeah.
If this would be today in the draft coming up, he would
Oh, yeah.
he would fall fast.
Yeah.
I don't care what talent. And it's not the first or second year you're worried about. Like I said, it's the later years more that you're worried about from that side. We do know the Carolina Panthers were one team that was in on the deal as well. So it appears to be true. Jerry Jones said in that press conference, we only contacted people that could afford to pay Micah record-setting money and somebody that would give us back a defensive tackle to stop the run, because that's what they need to do.
Right.
What they need to do. Panthers were in on it, and the Panthers turned him down because the Cowboys wanted their Pro Bowl tackle there, Dan Morgan, who they wanted.
No, Dan Morgan's the linebacker.
Derek Brown, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, not Morgan. Morgan's the GM now over there.
Oh, yeah. I know he's a really good linebacker.
Yeah, but he's their GM now. Okay. I know, so I'm confusing names here because nobody knows the Panthers. They'll be here in 2 weeks, and we're gonna have to study up galore on that.
And you're gonna be cheering and yelling and screaming.
Can't wait.
Who's their quarterback?
Bryce Young still. Last I checked, I haven't looked. I'm assuming so. Wouldn't we have heard if he didn't win the job?
Probably.
But yeah, they wouldn't give up Pro Bowl defensive lineman Derek Brown, who is better than what the Packers gave up, by the way. So we do know that he is in that spot. So when we come back, top of the hour, of course, we'll talk a little, get you updated on some high school stuff this weekend. Woo, I sat through a barn burner. I had the choice. I could go to Tonopah, or I could go 2 miles from my house. I don't think I had a good decision to make. I think
horrendous picture, by the way.
I think. Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here, second hour main event. Having some fun here on this Tuesday. Programming notes. Mike Sheehan not going to join us tomorrow. They have their retreat this week, Dale, but their 44-0 victory over Tonopah Valley last week. I was looking at the huddle tape. Fumble recovery for their first touchdown. Some nice plays. We'll talk more about that, and as I'm going through the game film, watching it, we'll have some stuff tomorrow to talk about for them, even though he's off. He might come and join us on Friday if he's got time. Where they are, he doesn't know if they'll have internet service. That's part of the problem.
Right. It's always interesting because this is a tough week football-wise.
They usually have a bye week when they do this.
Yes.
And not this year.
I'm not sure who they're playing.
Bourget or Bourgade?
Bourgade has won, I think, 2 games this year already. Yeah. They were 0 forever.
Yes.
So maybe a little bit better this year. But, boy, Tonopah. This team was in Final Four last year.
So, new coaches there.
Yeah.
They were Their coaches left and went a bigger school, basically. So new coaching staff there, and a lot of the same kids. Dare I say that? I don't know what's happening with them. Their field looks nice, though. Their whole facilities look nice.
Yeah.
Out there,
Got a little
well.
money out there by the power plant.
Well, 367th Avenue and Indian School, like holy moly, where they're going to on that side. But where's Bourgade at by chance? Any idea?
Bourgade is in Avenues.
I know it's on the west side. It's at Bourgade too. So yeah, so they played Tonopah up north, up by Williams this week, and then Bourgade this weekend.
Oh, Tonopah's out west.
No, I'm talking about where they are.
Yeah.
For their retreat.
Yes, up north at whatever that place is.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called either. But yeah, and then they got Bourgade West Valley again this week coming up. And Bourgade is going to be their first test of the year, dare I say it.
So Bourgade is on 31st Avenue. 31st Avenue between, what is that? It's over there by Grand Canyon University. That's right. 31st Avenue.
I was going to say Camelback, but I wasn't sure if
it's
that's
just a little bit south of Camelback.
Yeah. Which makes sense right there by GCU. Bourgade Catholic High School.
Yes.
Is what it is. So this will be their first test this week.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of a test it's going to be.
Well, just because they're 2-0. You're expecting more. Oh, talk your game, Dale. Speak for the coaches.
Oh, Mike's not going to do the interview. I'll just say, yeah. He texted me. They're going to try and hang half 100.
So definitely not tomorrow. Maybe Friday. I told him just let me know. We'll squeeze him in. Lou this week. He's traveling to Vegas, getting ready for the NFL season. He's going to join us remotely on Friday at 9 o'clock. So just give everybody a quick preview of the scheduling this week. Kind of a weird week with the holiday and NFL starting this week and everything. So, but I will have some stuff for SCA, tomorrow. I got some highlights for you guys. We'll sit down and go through. Before we get off the NFL side, I told you last week, and I wanted to do this today. And then, of course, we got Golf Talk. Oh, by the way, Desert Ridge. New coaching staff, everything. They hung in the game against Gilbert for a half.
So you're saying different coaching staff, same results.
So last year, Desert Ridge, and I don't know how many people transferred out or anything like that. Last year, they had a lot of seniors that obviously aren't back this year.
And they weren't very good.
The team struggled. And young kids have to catch on too. Let's put it that. It's not the kids. I mean, Gilbert was fast. I'll put it this way: Gilbert was faster and more physical as the game went on, and they just couldn't keep up.
How did the Palm Squad do?
Palm Squad did amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. Cheerleaders, not so much.
Wow.
I have this. I gotta explain this now because people are gonna be like, "What's he's a jerk? They're high school kids." No, it's just that old rival. It's just my old rivalry with cheerleading squad and Palm Squad and everybody. It's just me.
What is your old rivalry?
It's just me joking around.
Where'd you guys go for dinner beforehand?
Fat Willie's. We already went over this. I met him. I met all the Palm Squad parents. First of all, the Palm Squad has Palm Squad mom shirts, but no dad shirts. What the F, man? Get your game together.
Yeah, that is kind of sexist, isn't it?
I think so. I'm gonna make my own Palm Squad shirt.
So we did not talk about where you went.
Yeah, we did.
For dinner.
Because I knocked it. I was.
When?
Whenever it was, Thursday, Friday, whenever it was.
You went to the game Friday night.
Yeah, so it was Thursday. No, I knocked going there because I'm not a big fan of it. Remember the TVs and the food? I got the French dip to die for. I love their French dip. It's really good. I like it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bash it. I might be there a lot more this year because that's where we go. Like I might be there Sunday for the Cardinals game for lunch. I don't know.
Okay.
Go Fat Willie's. Love you.
Yeah, you don't want anything sprinkled on your food.
I love you to death, Fat Willies. Don't ever go skinny on me. Just stay where you are. Stay like you are. We love you. But yeah, Desert Ridge, tough start to the season. And this week, they got Westwood. And then after that, they got Centennial.
I know Westwood has a kid at ASU offering.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Westwood is, I call it a tweener school. Like Desert Ridge is a team that's growing. They have a lefty quarterback. Okay, I don't want me to be critical. They're high school kids.
But you're going to be.
But I'm going to be. You have a lefty thrower. They were coming back, actually. Desert Ridge was coming back in this game. But if you have a lefty thrower, especially an inexperienced lefty thrower, why are you rolling him right?
That just drives me absolutely.
They did it, Dale. They were coming back. They had the ball, and they were coming back, and they rolled him right. Obvious quarterback roll right because he did it immediately. Stops, throws the ball, and his only place to throw it is back in the middle of the field, gets picked off. I don't understand why you even have that play in your playbook.
Nope.
I don't understand why you called it. Like, we can go back to practices. Like, you see that play doesn't work in practice. You do. It's the same concept if you have a righty and you roll him left.
You have to be a special quarterback.
Yes.
You have to have a special to be able to flip your hips, get your body going in the right direction.
Yes. I don't even know why it's in the playbook.
No.
And like I said, so it might be critical of him, but
Well, you're not critical of the quarterback.
No. I don't understand. You were coming back in this game, and as soon as he ran to the right, there was a guy sitting. I had no idea who the guy next to me was. I go, don't roll him right. Don't roll him right, because I saw him going right. I was like, no, and he threw a beautiful ball, just obviously back into the middle. The defenders reacted to it, intercepted, and the guy next to me just looked, and he was sitting next to me the whole game, and he just looks at me and goes, did they really just roll him right? I go, yep. I go, that was a roll right play, right? And I don't understand it at all. And then the other thing is the AIA officials, man. I get it. You're not going to get the best officials. Coaches, because we talk about this all the time at SCA. Like, the white line is for the officials. And admittedly, Desert Ridge's coaches were hounding the white line. Like, they were, if they weren't on it, they were as close to possible to being on as they can be.
Okay.
Gilbert has a third down, and maybe it might even have been a fourth down, but Desert Ridge stops them. And they're coming back now. They're down by like 2 touchdowns now. Like, they're coming back. And if they get this ball back with like 7 minutes to go, it was fourth down, and in good field position, and they scored, it's a ball game again. They stop them. Ref. Sideline warning. And literally, when he threw that flag, all the coaches that were standing there all looked down. Maybe toes were on the white. But this fat AIA ref, because he was huge, Dale, threw the flag in that situation.
Well,
what are you doing?
Usually it's a sideline warning. That's not a penalty. You get one warning.
They got him earlier in the game.
Oh.
That was the second one. But here's my problem. With it. And I'm joking. He was a bigger dude, but he wasn't like fat. The reason why I'm calling him fat is it was a run play up the middle. It was like 3rd or 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, and they got stuffed. He didn't have to move. He was standing on the line, and he didn't move, and he still threw the flag. In that situation, garbage call.
Yeah.
Garbage call. And it wasn't egregious. Like, literally, the coach that he threw it on literally looks down and goes, just looks down, points at his feet, and looks up, points at his feet. I don't understand why you throw the flag in that situation.
No.
So I'm like kind of joking that he's a fat guy, because he didn't have the room around him. But I get it. The rules are what they are. But some of those guys are sticklers, and I'm not saying Desert Ridge was going to come back and win it.
No, but they give them a chance.
They had a chance, and once that happened, they had no chance after that. So you took the game out of the kids' hands on top of it. So that bothers me a little bit.
I tell you what, all I know is all my years of coaching. Whenever you get sideline warning, the head coach usually loses it.
Yeah.
And everybody, go sit in the stands. I don't want anybody near the sideline.
Desert Ridge coaching staff, they came from Castile, I believe. I believe I've been saying that, so I hope I'm correct. Defensive coordinator there. Very laid back compared to last year. Last year, there was a lot of yelling and screaming and stuff. And I'm not saying they're not excited. I'm not saying they're not energetic. I'm not saying anything like that. Laid back, like, did not get fired up about a lot of stuff. But, I mean, they celebrated and did all that. They did it right. But not a lot of, like, negativity, like last year. I had a couple problems where the coaches were just downright berating their players.
Right.
And I was like, it's not
you mean
a good look.
like we do at SCA?
No, Mike gets angry, but it's but he's still coaching. Like last year, it was just like, gotta play, and I was just like, all right, settle down, coach. That's probably not going to work, with these young kids. But I do like. I don't know how the laid back style is what I'm going to call it is going to work for them.
How would you characterize my coaching style?
Non-existent. sitting on a bench. Just kidding. No, you do the right. They come off the side there. You'll yell out there and give them instructions. But if they mess up, they come over and you're not verbally loud about it to embarrass them.
No.
That's where I think, especially at the high school level, I think it crosses the line when you're embarrassing a kid with the crowd there. That's no. If you have an issue with them, correct them, talk to them on the sideline, but don't, like last year with Desert Ridge, they go to the bench and then the coach would be like, "How many times do I have to tell you not to?" And I'm just like, "Oh my god!" Like right next to the cheerleaders and it's like you can have a stern talking to and stuff like that someplace else, and that's where I think you cross the line with these young kids. Now, if it's pros, it's different.
But even then, if that's a coach and that's his style, guess what? By week 2, he's a noise.
You're gonna ignore it.
I always respond to the coach coming up behind me and going, "Hey, Hellestrate," or "Hey, Dale." You're not going full speed.
Yeah, or grabbing you and saying, "Hey, look at this film here and everything. Like, knock this out, knock this." Like I've seen, and I'll just call him out. I've seen Coach Clark, be stern with kids at SCA on the sideline, but he doesn't do it to that embarrassment level. He's doing it to get them better, and things like that, type of aside. So that's fine. But when you just berate them to embarrass them, that's where you're like, all right.
And that's not an effective coaching technique.
I don't think so, especially today's day and age. That was effective to me back in the day because that would get me fired up, But today and with today's kids, I don't think that's the way to go, man.
I don't think it goes real well.
I don't think it does either. I think if anything, they shut down on you. But NFL side of things, I told you last week we can look at this. So there's new coaches this year. So before the season starts, you got Brian Schottenheimer with the Cowboys, Ben Johnson with the Bears, Liam Cohen with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Aaron Glenn with the Jets, Pete Carroll with the Raiders, Mike Vrabel with the Patriots, Kellen Moore with the Saints. 7 new coaches this year. I just wanted to have a quick discussion here on coaches that are set up to have successful careers where they are and where they signed at right now. Because if you look at this list, normally when you get hired by a team, you're going to a bad team because there's a reason they fired their coach.
Very rarely is it the guy's had 20 years of great service and he's got a stacked roster and he goes, "You know what? I got to step over."
Yeah, even when Bill what's his name? Belichick left the Patriots, there was slim pickings in that cupboard, right? Yes. So it's usually like that. But you can go and get set up. Like, to me, Ben Johnson probably has the best chance to have success with the Bears. He's got talent there. You just have to figure out how to use. I'm not saying he's winning Super Bowls. I'm saying Ben Johnson probably will have this job in 4 to 5 years still, 6 years still, if they have the growth with the talent that they have.
Of the names you said,
that's the thing. Aaron Glenn with the Jets, well, Pete Carroll, but he's not going to coach for 5 or 6 years. I think he's 3 or 4 and done.
I would think, but for success this year, I would go either Vegas or Chicago.
What about Patriots? He's going to struggle this year.
I believe so, but I think they'll be much improved.
I think, yes, 3-4 years from now, I would put the Patriots as, once the Bills start to come down, I would put the Patriots as the guys
that's
that take over that
be probably a nice timing. The Bills will be on a descension. And
so for this year, the only coach I see with any success, now Pete Carroll, I will say he will have success because they will be better than they were before. That division, though, is brutal.
Right.
So I'm not going to say he's going to have 9, 10, 15, 12 wins, and down. He might only have 6 wins, but they're going to be playing better going forward. So, but I do think Ben Johnson's the one that has the most chance to have a surprise year. And then Pete Carroll, to me, is a close second. What about, though, Cohen with the Jaguars? There's talent on that team, man.
Well, there is.
It's Jacksonville.
I think, you look at Trevor Lawrence and all the pomp and circumstance. He had a great first year, maybe even into his second year.
Second year, probably.
And then he's tailed off. And if it's anywhere but Jacksonville, there's a lot more pomp and circumstance.
He's run out. He's run out by now. He's looking for another job.
But in Jacksonville, it's like,
I just don't know how Cohen's going to be a coach. I have no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. No. Obviously, he did a really nice job with Tampa as their offensive coordinator.
But here, remember, and that's the problem, right? But he had a lot more talent with down there in Tampa.
Well, who's a better quarterback, Baker Mayfield or Trevor Lawrence?
Right now, Baker Mayfield.
But is
This
Trevor
moment.
that is
Trevor Lawrence still has better upside
Yeah, that's what I
to
think.
this day.
Yeah.
Trevor, I would take if I had to take one of the two. If you needed me to win now, Baker Mayfield. If you want me to win 2-3 years from now, Trevor Lawrence. That's how I feel still to this day. But no Jaguars head coach has a winning record with their franchise since Tom Coughlin's the only one.
Really?
You can't win there, man. I don't care what you say. There, you can bring in the best coach to ever. Jesus himself can come down and coach the Jaguars, and he's going to have a losing record.
Wow.
There's just something with that franchise, right? Aaron Glenn, New York Jets. Your thoughts on him going to, of course, Justin Fields, supposedly going to start with his dislocated toe. He's, speaking of Jesus, I mean, his foot fell off there first practice of camp. He's back.
See, again, it's. I look at the Jets like I look at the Cardinals. I look at ASU. It's like I can't get rid of the history in my mind.
Yeah.
The Jets, Jets, and I really don't care unless you bring back Weeb Eubank. If that was his name.
Who?
The coach that led him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. But that was more the quarterback.
Well, yeah,
Dressing.
it had a lot to do with the quarterback.
Dressing and drag and
yeah,
all that stuff.
But they were good. But
Yeah,
over the
they were
last
good
25 years, the Jets will Jets.
Yeah.
They
Even
had,
with
they had
talent,
a little
with talent
run.
something happens.
You know, they had a little run with the bombastic one.
made the AFC Championship game, 3 years in a row?
At least 2, but yeah. But
Gotta make
since
the
then,
Super Bowl every year.
but since then, there's just nothing in my mind to get excited about the
Yeah.
Jets.
I just don't know if Aaron Glenn's the guy to get excited about. Maybe on the defense. They have a good defense.
Yeah.
Maybe on the defensive side. I'm just not sure their offense is going to be enough to move them on. Plus
who's their quarterback?
that division, Justin Fields. Plus, here's the problem: their division. Bills are going to be really good.
Mhm.
Dolphins, they should finish better than the Dolphins this year. But I mean, even the Patriots. I would put the Jets and the Patriots kind of on the same level right now. With the Patriots more of an upside than the Jets in my eyes going forward from that side. But here's my problem. Brian Schottenheimer, I'm sorry. Enjoy your 1 year as a head coach. Take the paycheck. Enjoy being a coordinator again coming up soon. I just don't see a lot of faith in them going into it as well. And then Kellen Moore with the Saints. Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
It looks like he's kind of set up for failure there.
I think both of them are set up for failure.
But the Saints will probably give Kellen Moore, a couple years to try and get it done.
Yes. Whereas I don't know if you do that if you're the Cowboys, right? Because this is a retooling year, if you will, and then they can come back next year and sign a bunch of guys and stuff like that. And the Saints, of course, they have salary cap hell. That's their problem. They're still in it. They've been in it for 5 years.
Isn't that crazy?
And they're still. But Sean Payton won with it. Why wouldn't you keep it?
But
if
he
Sean
only
Payton
won.
could
But he
win with
only
it?
won one Super Bowl.
Not all their fault, though. They had two
They did get
NFC
screwed,
championship games where that rigged system, that rigged league took them out, Dale. That rigged league.
We don't want New Orleans in the Super Bowl again.
Let's rig this. I don't know, but they had successful seasons, even though they were $100 million over the salary cap every year and stuff like that. But yeah, Schottenheimer and Moore to me are two coaches that are just take the job, take the paycheck, do the best you can, and
Right.
don't move your family there. keep them someplace where they want to live going forward on that. Even Liam Cohen, I just.
He had some success in Tampa. There was that fight over him. Remember, he went there for an interview, then came back to Tampa, and then
Tampa offered him the highest paid coordinator, and then he leaves. But I don't. Yeah, but that's my point. Usually, when that stuff happens, it's some defensive coach or some offensive coach that you're like, oh my god, we got to have like a Ben Johnson,
right.
Not a Liam Cohen. Nobody knew who Liam Cohen was unless you were in Tampa or in NFL circles before that went down. Nobody had any idea who he was at that point. So it'll be interesting. But an offensive coach, so we'll have to see, what he does on that side. But I don't know. Just not a lot of hope here for these new coaches this year.
But there will be a surprise. You know that.
Absolutely. And so who's the surprise going to be? It's not going to be Schottenheimer.
I don't think it'll be Sean.
It's not going to be Kellen Moore.
I think it might be. I'm looking at Pete Carroll.
And don't put Ben Johnson as, because I think he's the front runner. So don't put Ben Johnson as the surprise. he's going to do well in Chicago. I have a feeling.
I think
Better.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I think Pete Carroll.
Although
Pete Carroll's
you
the
got
obvious one.
Kansas City's obviously going to be good. The Chargers are going to be good,
Every team in that division is going to be
and
tough.
Denver's going to be better.
But Pete Carroll, I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but Pete Carroll is going to play well enough that they're going to win 7 or 8 games this year. The Raiders in that division, with that division, they're going to go 7 or 8. That's an improvement. With what one, they got a quarterback finally. Geesh, that's good from that side. But I think the guy to me that has the biggest chance to surprise, I just don't think he can, and that's Aaron Glenn. I just don't know if he's got the personality to do it. I know, but it's not just that. It's just Aaron Glenn just doesn't like when he was with the Lions. I wasn't like that's the next big head coach in the league.
Yeah,
But he does so well. He does so good with that Lions defense. All the injuries he had last year, and look what they did on defense.
Oh.
He might be able to do this concoction thing to where at the end of this year we're going, wow, the Jets, look at them.
Well, I think he carries himself in a manner also that like demands respect.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he knows offense.
Well, that's a side. You're gonna have to rely on your offensive side of things. But I just think at the end of the year, we could all just be going, man, Aaron Glenn, woo, he keeps this going. He's gonna be good. If the Jets might be something, because remember, Bills are going to start going backwards at some point, like the Chiefs are. Now, can you time it to where you're ascending when they're coming down? This is your chance for your Jets to do it.
Right.
As we go forward. So really quick, Europe's Ryder Cup team has been named, Dale. You excited for this? We're so getting our butts kicked.
You think so? I mean, if we're going over to Europe, I'd say yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, they'll be more into it because it's in the United States and it's Beth Page and all that. But, so Shane Lowry, John Rahm, Sepp Straka, Victor Hovland, Aberg, and Matt Fitzpatrick were Donald's picks there for his Ryder Cup. Obviously, you got the main guys, McIntyre, Rory, Hogard, Terrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood were the guys. Justin Rose,
Right.
Were the 6 before, and now you got those 6. Yeah, I like the style of the European golfers. I have more confidence in the team aspect from them than I do on the United States side. I'll put it that way.
There's some guys on the American team that I have question marks about in that setting.
Yes. There's 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
On the European side, I maybe have 1. Like Sepp Straka, I don't know how he's going to perform in that type of an environment. That's 1.
Well, you look at him and you go, it's everybody that you hear talk about it says it's unlike anything you ever do in golf.
Yes.
And the pressure and all that. And I'm sorry, Russell Henley stepping up to the tee box with pressure on. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Now, I could be surprised.
Yeah, we don't know.
But there's a couple guys that you're like,
Yeah.
the guy that wears the
Patrick
sunglasses.
Cantlay.
No,
No, I'm saying Patrick Cantlay, you have big question marks about going into this. I feel more comfortable with the European side. And obviously I'm rooting for the U.S. side and stuff like that. But here's the other side. This is basically the European team that won in Rome 2 years ago and dominated the U.S. team. So they played together before. They used the word continuity when he announced them yesterday as well. In the United States, you're literally throwing new people into this and everything. So I do find this interesting to see where we go. I kind of joke around and say it, but I do think it'll be closer than expected because it is here in the U.S. If this was in Europe, don't even tune in. It's going to be such a blessing.
Wow. Get out of here. USA. Not even going to be close.
If it was in Europe, it'll be close here. Yeah. He basically stuck to the rankings, by the way, on the European side, which I find fascinating. Because that's not the easiest way to do it. Just be like, no, you qualify. You're the top, top 12. You're in.
You can't question it like the USA, and you're going to go get Mr. Dola's paint drying.
My point on this is I think the U.S. overthinks their pickings, and I think the Europe team just goes, be in the top 12 and you're in. Let's do it. I think there's something to say on that. You're not overthinking it. You deserve to be here. You're good enough to play here. Come be on the team.
Right.
Let's move on.
You've earned it.
Yeah, and I there's something to say about that than dropping all the way down and getting Sam Burns and Cantlay, and dropping down and skipping over guys to get on that point. I like that European style better than I do that U.S. picking style as well. So it'll be interesting to see. But what is this? End of September, right?
September 20th, 21st, something like that.
In front of me, but yeah, end of September there. So that'll be fun to watch. 26th through 28th, by the way.
Okay.
That's where they're at. And I see they're setting Bethpage up to be difficult. It's already a difficult board, but yeah, they're setting up from that. So Kazir White. Breaking news, Dale. Kazir White signing with the Tennessee Titans. The linebacker, number 7.
I know we played linebacker, but that's obviously not making me jump out of my seat.
No, but I loved him. He was him and McKinnon back in the days. There's a lot of tackles and everything from that side.
Well, wasn't Kaiser White here for a little bit?
Yeah, they didn't re-sign him this year.
Okay.
He was a free agent, and they left him. He was the best linebacker that they had. Tough linebacker from that side. I liked him a lot. Kind of sad to see him go. For Tennessee. All right. When we come on back, let's get into college football talk. A lot over the weekend. Dale's all curious on. I made a grave mistake, and I feel like I have to apologize to you all. And I should know better than to go with the kid that played in the SEC. I should know better.
Wow.
I should know better than pick anything SEC. People that used to play there, you just assume they're good when they come over to another smaller league that isn't as deserving. We're going to talk a little Nico here, folks. Come on back. Main event. Some college football talk as we wrap up this Tuesday. Also, programming note, the 9th is next Tuesday. Bruce Cooper is going to start joining us next Tuesday, Dale, 8:30 in the morning for the rest of the show.
So not this Tuesday.
Not today.
Yeah, I'm all excited.
Turns out today is not the 9th.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
I was excited myself. Turns out today's not the 9th. Next Tuesday, Bruce Cooper. I know, I feel so stupid. Nothing makes you feel more stupid than going, what? It's not the 9th?
Are you sure when you're walking on the train tracks and security guards yelling, is that to make you feel stupid?
You want to talk about the ASU game? We want to talk about my experience? First experience of the day, Dale. We parked, and we got there early because I wanted to. I was like, I'm not fighting this crowd in this heat, etc. We get on the light rail, boom, ASU Stadium. We get off of it. We start walking, and if you've ever gotten off the light rail right there, there's sidewalks that go to the right, and then they make it look like you can just keep walking straight. So we all get off of it. There's a bunch of us. We get off it, and we just start walking straight. And the Metro security people are off on the side. I noticed them off on the side in the huddle, and they're just sitting there. And people are just walking straight. And then this guy just starts yelling at everybody, get off the tracks, get off the tracks. He's like running over there. And I go, why don't you tell us where to go? Because there's no barrier or anything saying don't walk this way. So naturally, you just walk straight. We're walking to the stadium. And as soon as he says it, you're like, oh, I guess this is the tracks. Makes sense. But he's like, instead of telling us where to go, he's like, get off the tracks, get off the tracks. Kind of annoyed me. Like, say, guys, everybody move off to the side. The walkway goes over here. Like, there's other ways to handle it, but there's big security for Metro was going to show you. Even the cop was loud. Because I looked at this cop and go, maybe you guys could have a talk with him. He's being annoying over the lady cop just smiled at me. But it annoyed. But that's your first experience. Getting off for an ASU game is getting yelled at because light rail has to have a meeting and they don't know what they're doing on the first game. Like, it's just a disappointing beginning to the night. That's all I'm saying.
So where do you park to pick up the light rail?
We park, I don't know the exact cross streets, but it's the 2 stops before ASU. There's a park and ride right there.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing that sucks is afterwards because they hold the trains. So after the game, we left. We missed the last drive. We sat there for probably 15 minutes before a train took off to take us. So wait a little bit longer. Okay. If that's what you got to do instead of paying $30 to park and all that stuff every time.
How much does it cost per person on the light rail?
$2.
Okay.
Something like that.
And then do you pay?
Free,
pay for parking or
you
no?
just get on it. No. Free parking ride.
Okay.
Or you just get on it. Like half the people do. You just get on the light rail. They don't check tickets when it's busy.
Well, they don't.
Like everybody else was doing.
I've never been there.
Yeah, so that was, just fun. Just annoying when you get there. That's the first. And then also around the light rail there, I'm dodging trees. I don't know. Maybe trim your trees, Tempe. It's not that hard.
Wow.
Oh, all hanging down.
So where'd you eat dinner at?
I ate beforehand. I ate like a late lunch, so I wasn't hungry. But we walked up to the Panda. We got there early. Like we got there like 5:30. So Autumn and Ethan wanted Panda, so we walked up to the Panda Express up there, and they ate there. And we got in the stadium about 6:01 or something like that, 6:05.
Oh, so the Panda Express isn't in the stadium?
No. It's
Okay.
right there on one of those streets.
So you walked across the tracks again?
No, we might have, yeah. We have. But yes, but overall weekend first, let's get this out of the way. Week 0, I didn't show you the graphics, but we know we had Kansas State. We both picked Kansas State against Iowa State there. We both start the season off 0-1. Womp womp on that side deal.
Yes.
I
I didn't take into account the Dublin, Ireland home field advantage
for Iowa State.
Yeah. A lot more Irish on that.
Then you got Saturday's result, because we had Saturday games, a Sunday game, and a Monday game. So Saturday's games we picked, Dale, and here we go. This is the bad one. First of all, I told you Clemson wasn't going to be good. I told you all that. I don't understand why everybody's picking Clemson. I hate Brian Kelly. Can't stand Brian Kelly. I think he's just a horrible coach.
By the way, do you see him get run over?
I did. Oh, my God. Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that beautiful? Like, CeeDee Lamb was jealous. Like, CeeDee Lamb was like, you showed me up. He got to the point where he stood up and didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
It was a colossal hit for him. But Clemson, of course, did what they did and lost in that game. And then I have to apologize to all of you. In all seriousness, I thought Nico, and whatever his last name is, leaving Tennessee. Yes, he pulled a big thing on Tennessee. Yes, he refused to take the money, wanted more money from him. They didn't give it to him, so he got a big baby and he left. And he signed with UCLA. Yes, Deshaun Foster's the head coach of UCLA, and I have zero faith in him. Zero. What's below zero? I have so much faith I have in Deshaun Foster. But I figured an SEC kid coming from Tennessee who had good seasons at Tennessee would walk into UCLA and instantly improve that offense. And I would like to apologize to everybody, including you Utah Utes fans, that I doubted you at any point in time. Because Nico is a god-awful quarterback, and he is horrific. He is horrible.
Horrific and horrible?
I think I would rather have Archie Manning's performance than Nico's performance against Utah on Saturday night. It was disgusting. It was awful for a kid that wanted extra money from Tennessee. Brutal efforts. So I'd like to apologize for everybody for even putting UCLA on that board right there. And I promise you it'll never happen again. I will not have faith in SEC kids ever again. Unless they're in the SEC and they get the favorable treatment.
I, on the other hand, told everybody that Utah will be tough, physical.
I do like Utah's new quarterback,
No.
who's from here, by the way. What school did he go to? I don't remember.
Well, he was at Saguaro
for a
little
while.
bit.
But then he transferred to
Yeah.
someplace. I don't remember where he transferred to.
Devin Dampier.
I do like him. I thought he looked well.
Yeah.
I thought he looked good in that game. And then, of course, Arizona just destroyed. I'd like to apologize to Arizona fans as well. You just destroyed Hawaii. I mean, that's a long trip for Hawaii. They were probably tired. They missed their beaches.
Time change and all that. Yeah.
That's a good effort by you, Arizona. Now, doesn't mean Arizona's going to go off and win 9, 10, 11, 12 games in this, but they impressed me because I was going to pick Hawaii to win that game. And I chickened out, and I did say they would cover instead. And then Desmond Howard came out on Saturday and was like, Hawaii's winning this. And I was like, all right, number 2 guys on this board with this, train with me. Boy, were we both wrong.
Yeah. We both jumped off pretty quickly. Got yelled at by the security guy. Get off the track!
The surprise to me in that game was how well the offense of Arizona looked. That was the surprise. I thought that would be the hiccup. You lost the best receiver in the country, if not the best, one of the best last year, and they struggled last year with him. That offense looked humming on. Now, it's Hawaii. I'm going to hold my breath a little bit, going into later on in games, but they looked better than you thought. I was impressed with the coaching style. I just don't think Brendan's it. So we'll have to wait and see. But you got to give them their props for Saturday night. 100% Arizona.
It was more of a statement than ASU's game over NAU.
Did ASU play? Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, Arizona State, of course. NAU, which we'll get to here in just a little bit and kind of break this down on that. Goods and bads. NAU. Now, NAU is not a terrible team, but they're Division II. They're ranked, 18th in the FCS, something like that. Going in, made the playoffs last year. I like their coaching staff. And Kenny Dillingham, after the game, said, they do a lot of this, they do a lot of that. They confuse you guys and stuff like that. We won't see that again.
You might.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say that, Coach.
Yeah.
On that side. So there we go. Right there. So you went 4-1.
I've already got the lead.
I went 3-2 because you officially have the lead there. Yeah. Then Sunday's games are up as well. Of course, we picked one game on Sunday. Not first of all, did you see South Carolina? Because Shane Beamer, Shane Beamer, head coach there of South Carolina. Obviously, his dad famously coached at Virginia Tech a lot of years. South Carolina gets the win and hands the ball to Beamer, who's there for his kid. So a South Carolina kid handed the game ball to the Virginia Tech longtime coach. I kind of got a kick out of that.
Okay.
So Sunday's results, let's throw that up here as well. Look at that. The U is back, baby, in the second game on Sunday. I enjoyed this game so much.
Very good game. Very good game. I think Notre Dame is going to be there at the end. I think they'll improve as the season goes along. And again, if this game's played in a neutral field, I'm not so sure Notre Dame doesn't win it.
I think the difference between these two teams is Miami. I mean, is Carson Beck. I think that's the difference between these two teams. Carson Beck, he even said it after the game. I found my love for the game again. I love playing for Georgia stripped the soul from that championship winning guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's at Miami saying, I love playing this game again. I love this sport. I love being here with these guys. He looked like a young, happy kid again. And that just made me kind of go wow, did Georgia just run this guy into the gutter where he didn't want to play anymore? That's what shocked me the most afterward. But I think he's the difference. There's not going to be a fall off between Cam Ward and him. And I think the rest of Miami team's better than they were last year on top of it. I think Miami is going to be a real threat this year as we go through the ACC, getting ready for the playoffs coming up. But these two teams might face each other again. I agree with you. It'll be a close one at the end, too.
Yeah.
Notre Dame just always loses one. At least this year wasn't Northern Illinois. So
a little difference between Northern Illinois, Southern Illinois, and Miami.
But that was a fun game to watch this weekend. Then, of course, Monday's results. Not a shocker here. We both had TCU in this.
Cade Bennett off to a good start.
He looked good.
He got a little airtime last night.
Yeah. Did you text him? Did you text him?
I did not text him.
You didn't text him and be like, get that hip down. Get those hips rotated.
Well,
those hands up.
I did have a few people text me and say, hey, are you watching Cade? I said, hey, he's dominating this. I was like, yeah, he's playing a little high. I'd like to see a little more ferociousness out of him.
I'll say this. Now, they were dominating the game, but I didn't see any meanness out of him. I wanted to see some fire.
You didn't see meanness out of him. How are you going to see meanness out of him?
Oh, no. A defensive guy comes in there and you start shoving him after the whistle. You start pushing him a little bit.
Yeah, so you get a penalty.
Start pushing him a little bit. You tell him, you're not coming in here, Mr. North Carolina guy. You and your Chapel Bill can go 0-1 where you can go. So it was good. It was a good battle. I liked it a lot. I liked the blowout on that one as well. So, let's throw up the Big 12 standings right now. And they do this weird in college. I hate how they do this as well. But, they do this weird thing where they have to put the conference first. So, of course, unless you're Kansas State and Iowa State, you are 0-1 in the conference. You're 0-0 otherwise, right?
Right.
On Saturday, Big 12 conference teams went 8-0. They won by an average of 38.5 points. It's the only time in the last 40 years any FBS conference has gone undefeated with an average margin of victory of 35 points or higher on any single day, minus 8 games. Take that, SEC. You didn't even do that. Slackers. They played a lot of bad teams, too, the SEC did. It was ugly.
I don't know. Alabama played Florida State. They might be pretty good.
Florida State, because
Yeah.
Alabama isn't. Alabama's losing. Yeah, the conversation when it comes to the playoffs is going to be: are we going to let a 4-loss Alabama team into the playoffs?
I saw something on Twitter over the weekend. They showed Nick Saban's office when he was the coach, and this
4 losses again.
DeBoer's-
The unranked teams one.
and this DeBoer's football office. And it said you could tell Alabama's going downhill when the new coach's office looks like a phone store.
A T-Mobile store.
Yeah.
That I was like, that's his office.
Yeah.
I know. Even I reacted like that. Well, it's something like in his tenure there. I don't remember the games. Nick Saban lost to 4 unranked teams in his whole tenure.
Yeah.
In just last 2 years, DeBoer's lost 4 games to unranked teams.
Last year in a game.
Yes. On top of it, yeah. This is where you got to be careful, man. He could have stayed at Washington and been a legend at Washington. And he took that money and went to Alabama. He's going to be fired. It's coming. It's coming next year.
No,
If he survives this year, it's coming.
How many times have we said on this show, you don't ever want to be the guy that replaces the guy. You want to be the guy that replaces the guy who replaced the guy.
It's brutal. And it's not. I saw a lot of stuff afterwards where like, oh, Nick Saban would cut this kid immediately. There's a lot of lack of effort on Alabama, like in all seriousness, like shocking level of lack of effort on Alabama's players' side, which you never. They may lose when Nick Saban was there, but they gave it their all.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of lack of effort on that team, so it's kind of interesting to see that. So Kansas Jayhawks are 2-0, Iowa State's 2-0. Everybody, that is 1-0, except for Baylor lost. Baylor's in trouble, man. I know it's non-conference, but Baylor has high hopes to be, and they have another tough game this week. They have high hopes to be in the, people think they're going to be in there for the Big 12 championship talk. Not if they start 0-2. I know it's non-conference, but
Right.
that's going to do things to your psyche coming up here. But Baylor, Cincinnati, Colorado, your Buffaloes. The thing that bothers me most about Colorado, clock management happens, that was Pat Shurmur doing. He has professional coaches on his staff running the offense and defense. And that was a professional coach having time management issues at the end of that game. That's what's alarming to me from the Colorado side. And then, of course, Kansas State, 1-1 now that they barely, but they play South Dakota or North Dakota or South Dakota. One of those two. And they won by 3. That was brutal for them in terms of that stuff. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Let's throw up the, just to get everybody updated, the SEC standings here. Everybody here is 1-0, except for Alabama and the Longhorns, Dale. 0-1 for both of them. Going to season. Womp, womp. Florida played some team that, you've never
It's
heard
so
of before.
hard to look at Texas and make just season-long judgments on the game.
I don't disagree,
Saturday.
but if they don't play better, they're losing several.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. They will lose 3 games if that's their team.
Yeah.
But in my mind's eye, even though I hate them, you got to think they're going to get.
They're going to get better. They're not going to go 0
No.
or lose 7 games or anything like that. But you can extrapolate it out. If they play that way against any, I get it. Ohio State's a really, 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 really good team. Throw up the Big Ten standings here as well. They're a really, 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 really good team, especially defensively. I get it. But that was an abysmal effort there by Texas. They will lose to other teams playing. They'll win a lot of games playing that way.
Right.
Because they're just better than everybody. Everybody here is 1-0, except for Northwestern, who got killed by Tulane. Your boy Retzlaff gets the start there for Tulane and dominates Northwestern. Dominates.
My boy.
Your boy from BYU. And then, of course, stupid Bruins.
Your UCLA Bruins. So am I in a commanding lead? Is that what I'm supposed to take from our picks?
You have a one game lead.
Insurmountable?
Yeah, it might be, actually, the way I'm going. But even Rutgers won over the weekend from that side.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them. But yeah, Northwestern's going to be terrible. My favorite part about Northwestern, I'm just going to always root against Northwestern now because they fired their coach and then he sued them and everything. And they even admitted, we probably shouldn't have fired him. so they got a big paycheck from getting fired by him and everything. And it's just like, what are you doing? And then you got the ACC, of course, over the weekend. We'll throw that up for you guys here. Everybody in this conference is 1-0, except for Clemson, North Carolina, Stanford, Syracuse, and then Virginia Tech as well. All 0-1 from their perspective going into this year.
How about those Stangs?
So that's the thing. And Dale, I apologize. I always do our teams as picks, and I skipped over SMU.
Yeah. Well, just give me a W because you'd pick against them.
The SMU head quarterback from last year, the one that got replaced, was is the head coach for Northwestern. He got killed.
You mean the coach?
I mean
the quarterback.
The quarterback, sorry.
Yeah.
Retzlaff just ran circles around him in terms of the quarterbacks in those games. There we go. SMU is 1-0 as well going into this 42-13 victory by them over the weekend. I mean, they gave up 13 points. It's all downhill from there, Dale.
At SMU, we outscore you.
So that's just your conference updates there for you. A lot of teams playing garbage people out there, of course, garbage teams. But then this North Carolina thing, we got to talk about this for a second. I have no faith in Bill Belichick this year, at least, that he's going to have a good team. Too many transfer portal kids. You're going to struggle. Even if they become a good team, they're going to struggle at the beginning because, what do you say, 70 new players?
Yeah.
I know it's something ridiculous like 50 or 60 from the transfer portal. Blew everybody out, everybody in, but everybody's talking about the talent. Everybody's talking about Bill Belichick, and everybody's like, he's going to do it. He's going to have success there and everything. And then you sit down, and I didn't follow into North Carolina. I just don't think Bill Belichick is going to walk into North Carolina and make them a winning team just because he's there.
Right.
I think it's going to take 2, 3, 4 years to build it up. I think that's the method of it. I don't care how many transfer portal kids you get in there. It's going to be an issue in this first year. Right? That's just how I feel about it. And all that. But all the pundits are like, oh, my God, Bill Belichick, he's going to walk in there. He's going to dominate. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Just like Arch Manning. Then you're watching the game yesterday, and the broadcast flips it to the sideline reporter. And this is alarming to me. I didn't even know this part of it. Now that I know it, Bill Belichick's winning 3 games this year if he's lucky.
Well, what do we know?
Here we go. Broadcast yesterday telling us this tidbit about North Carolina.
I give you too much information because of that, Pete Thamel. There's NFL scouts here to keep an eye on a couple of things. What is that?
Amid all the A-list celebrities here on the sideline, there are 14 NFL teams and more than 20 NFL scouts. Part of the reason there's so many here is Bill Belichick has been really restrictive to NFL scouts, and the games have continued on the sideline tonight, guys. This is the roster, the 2 deep that UNC has given. As you can see, there are no names on the 2 deep. So the scouts are, a lot of them are walking around tonight with big smiles on their faces as they're trying to decode who to look at. I've been told, guys, there are really only 2 UNC players who are likely to be drafted this year. Pat just mentioned Thaddeus Dixon, the corner who came over from Washington. He's one of them. And the other's an incumbent corner named Marcus Allen. Dixon may be considered a fringe top 100 prospect, but if Bill Belichick wants to build UNC into the 33rd team, as he stated, they have a long way to go from a pure talent perspective.
Pete, thank you so much. By the way, the pocket awareness by Thamel there.
Unbelievable. I thought he was done.
Yeah,
it was week 1 done for Pete Thamel, I thought.
I love that in there because he almost got killed if he didn't step off to the
his
side.
hoodie.
From that side. But Pete Thamel. But, I mean, this is alarming. Forget about I didn't think they'd have a ton of talent here. So get 70 new kids. But you got to get kids with talent.
Well, you got to get kids with talent. But, again, the old Belichick of everything's secretive, everything's
This is the problem.
close to the vest. So these college kids want to be known.
Yeah.
You're not turning it 2 deep.
ASU puts out on their social media what NFL scouts are at their practice. They picture them, and they say, these teams are here.
Yeah.
He doesn't even invite them into there. He doesn't put 2 deep on his thing. You, as a college coach, you tout your kids constantly.
All the time.
2 reasons. 1, you want as many kids to go pros as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a recruiting tool. But number 2, you got to keep them for next year if you want to. And if you're not pimping up your best players now, when that was the biggest game of their year, they will not get that coverage another game this year. They will not get that level of Monday night on a holiday coverage. And you restricted your kids from being known at that point. Who's going to that school if you're not going to promote your kids?
Just crazy.
It drives me nuts, and that just tells me even more failure coming his way. He's doing it with the wrong attitude, and he doesn't have – no, it's the wrong attitude for college. Let me put it that way.
Right.
And it shocked me that he didn't even have it too deep. Yeah. That's the simplest thing to do is to put who the second guy is backing up that guy.
Right.
It's 2 seconds to do.
And closing practices to scouts and
You want every NFL scout
Yes.
at every freaking practice.
That's why if you're a wide receiver and Ohio State calls you, you go to Ohio State because they can't keep getting guys drafted.
And every scout is going to be there. And if they might not be there looking at you, but they'll see you if they're looking at number 17, right, who dominated that game at the end, the young kid. They're going to be watching him, but they'll see you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's restricting them to where they have to buy a ticket to go in and watch them play and then get destroyed on top of it. I don't get what he's doing. And it's just good luck getting players there is kind of my point. Big name coaches. I think the era of expensive coaches just naturally winning all the time, I think it's over with this NIL period. And we're kind of seeing it. Dabo Swinney is the third highest paid coach in college, $11.5 million, lost over the weekend. DeBoer, of course, at Alabama, $10.87 million, lost this weekend. He's the fifth highest paid. Steve Sarkisian at $10.8 million. He's the sixth highest paid. He's tied with Deion Sanders as well at sixth there with $10.8 million. They all lost. So 4 out of 10 highest paid coaches in college football losses in week one.
Where's Jason Day in that?
You get well, they won.
Is he top 5?
I think he's number 1 now.
Oh, you just have a
losses. Yeah,
okay,
losses. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you get paid a lot of money in college to win games, not to lose week 1. Now, some of them, like Clemson losing to LSU, isn't the end of the world.
No,
that's a really good team.
Ohio State beat. I mean, Texas losing on.
That's a really good team you lost to. It's not the end of the world, right? But Alabama losing, Colorado losing.
Well, and the way Alabama lost.
I know, it's amazing. So ASU wins over the weekend. Just attendance obviously was the big thing to pay there. 56,759 tickets sold. The capacity of the stadium's 53,599. Dale. How's that possible?
How's that happen, Steve? Or is that ASU math?
Public school math. I was all, how did 56,000 tickets get sold when they only seat 53,000?
What was the crowd? Again, I couldn't watch it.
It was crowded.
What was it? A excitable crowd?
The energy, okay. I don't ever remember the energy being high for an opening game.
Right.
Forever. Probably 98 was the last time, when they were good back then. The energy was high leading up to it. The energy was high when you got down to the stadium an hour beforehand. Kickoff, it was high. It died down, obviously, in the second half as people started leaving. Student section was absolutely outrageous out there. I saw it's like 12,000 something. I think I saw the number on them. But it was just exciting, energy galore. People are into this team. Now they just got to perform. We're fans are doing their side of it. Let me just put it that way. To the point where when the ESPN broadcast went out, we'll go into overtime here just to hit these couple things. When the ESPN Plus broadcast went out, the amount of people in the past, people wouldn't have cared.
Right.
They would have just moved on to something else. The amount of people that went to Twitter that I saw complaining about it, we need to get this back, ripping ESPN, tagging ESPN. There's this team. Now they got it. Fans are doing their part. Now they have to capitalize on it. And the last thing I want to say about the ESPN thing, it sucks. ESPN sucks. We all know that. Yes, you pay for ESPN Plus. Yes, they screwed you over 100% if you weren't there. I don't disagree with you 1,000%. Welcome to ESPN. They're going to start taking over Diamondbacks games coming up. Be prepared for shoddy camera work and feed stuff, folks. It's going to happen. That's what ESPN does. Get used to it. If you're not used to it, get used to it. I know it sucks, but that's what ESPN does. Afterwards, I always listen to the post-game show when I'm in the car. I always listen to Sun Devil Radio Network. On my way home, and I listen to the drunk people call, all excited when they win and bash them when they lose.
Yeah.
And I gotta just call out a certain host of that program.
Ooh.
these people paid money to watch ASU on television on ESPN Plus, and they failed at what they did. So people were calling the call-in show and complaining about that. And then Jeff Munn takes a couple seconds to go, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of people bashing the network here. Tim Healy works hard. Jeff Van Rasport works hard here. You guys should listen to the radio side of it. I'm tired of hearing about the television complaints. Don't call here calling about the television complaints. And that's a garbage take. I get it, man. You're the radio side of the Sun Devils. You want people to listen to you. But don't you dare go to on the first game of the year in an exciting year and complain that your fan base doesn't want to listen to you on the radio. They want to watch it, and they paid for it too. Yes, Tim Healy does a great job. Yes, Van Rasport does a great job. But don't you dare go to the radio and tell your fan base they're misguided because they didn't want to listen to your radio program when they bought it on television. That is a short-sighted thing by you, sir, and it's ridiculous that you had that take. Your fan base is going to be upset they can't watch it. Sorry you feel that way, but don't lambast your fan base by doing that, sir.
And I know Jeff Munn. He's a pretty nice guy.
Well, I have no problem with him either, but that pissed me off.
I saw Graham Rossini, though, come out and say that they will get it fixed.
Yeah, Graham Rossini was talking about the ESPN feed.
Yeah.
It just, as I get it, man. You're on the radio side of things. I didn't even listen to the radios. I listened to the radio on my way home because I want to hear what the fan base says. I use that as part of my stuff and everything.
Right.
And to sit there and lambast people for being upset the TV folks was down there and they didn't want to turn on the radio is a joke of a take for your fan base. You want people to listen to Sun Devil Radio? Maybe don't lambast them because the feed went down on the ESPN side and they didn't dare turn on. They didn't want to turn on that stuff. And you're tired of hearing the ESPN feed went down. Also, if I may say so, your AM feed was cackly and ridiculous to listen to, if I might say also, on my way home. It didn't sound clean and crisp.
Oh, that's right.
Because you're relegated to AM
because of
the Diamondbacks. So don't lecture us when you're not even on a real station. You're relegated to the ESPN side, the 0.1 ratings on that side. If you were important, KTR, or they wouldn't put you on 92.3. They put you on 98.7. It just makes me angry when media people lambast fan bases for caring too much about the team in another angle, and it gets mad. It drives me nuts, Dale. Drives me nuts.
That's not a good take by Jeff.
And I'm not saying Jeff Munn's a bad guy, nothing like that. It stuck with me for the last couple of days of like, don't do that. And then the calls changed after that, and you could just tell. And then they wrapped it up because nobody calls into that, right? Especially at 11 o'clock midnight. But I don't understand why he took the minute. He got mad. He started like yelling.
Jeff Munn yelling.
Yeah. It was like, wow. I was like, dang. Here's KD after the game, just what he thought.
KD Durant?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kenny Dillingham. I call him KD. In my notes, I put KD.
I forgot. You guys.
Nope. That was my fault.
You big wiggers.
That's what those of us that know him, Dale, call him KD.
Yeah. Okay. What's his middle name?
But I gotta remember, my notes are different than the public, Steve. Kenny Dillingham after the game. Here he is talking about it.
I mean, like I said, our games, they're not meant to be perfect, especially games early, right? They're meant to be ugly. You're meant to clean things up. You'd like them to be perfect. Last year we started so hot, right? Like right away, like holy cow, right? Today, this game reminded me of Texas State, from last year where they do so many exotic things on defense and they just got us. Like it was just never in a rhythm, always getting us out of sync. And, then for a little bit there, we got back into a rhythm. Early in the year, you get spooked by some things like that. And I think that's what this game reminded, even though we weren't losing like that game. This game had that similar feel of like, we just weren't in sync because how unique they play defense. We couldn't really run a lot of what we normally run, which is kudos to them. Like I said, you got to give that staff a lot of credit because, there's a reason their defense was top 3 in their league last year. They return a lot of players, and they do a great job.
I'm not saying they're in trouble, but it's alarming. And then he said he got outcoached against NEU. He said that in that same press conference after the game. It's alarming.
So I would think the Steve McCollum that I know would say kudos to him for coming out and talking honest.
No, 100%. We weren't force-fed. And we'll talk more about this tomorrow. Penalties, 12 penalties, 93 yards.
Oh.
These penalties were ridiculous. Called back. I mean, they had a long run that was called
Weren't
back.
there
for a
2 of them in a
touchdown.
row?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then a long throw. That
Yeah.
was a long throw that was called back. And then a false start after that. 3 plays in a row with 3 penalties on top. But 2 of them were, one was a touchdown, one was a long throw, called back on those penalties. I'm a little weary on penalties because with her, remember that first game? He's like, oh, we'll fix it, and you don't. I will give Kenny a ton of credit that he didn't force feed us his crap. He walked into that press conference and was like, that was garbage.
Yeah.
We have work to do this week. Hopefully this is the wake-up call. And then the offensive and defensive line, quite frankly, at least in the first half, dominated by NAU. They were getting moved off the ball. After ASU went up 14-0, I tweeted it out, almost like they went lackadaisical, like this is too easy. We're done. That's how I took it at that point in time. And it's alarming that you do that.
You know, I've always taken a different approach than most people do. The fact that I don't mind winning a game that's a little sloppy.
I don't disagree.
Because guess what? Yesterday and today, you've got a lot of coaching points to refocus your guys.
I'll go so far to say I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they play that way. Now, the result is they go to Mississippi State and they win. Yeah. And then they beat Texas State. Then we can look back and be like, thank God that first game was that way.
It's a learning lesson.
If they walked out there and won 42-0 and dominated the whole game,
you're not going to learn anything.
I don't know because what's been the talk all the time, right? He complained about bad practices. Oh. He complained about practices for 6-6 teams and stuff like that. So this might be a blessing in disguise. And I'm willing to say that's out there. And the reason why is because the way Kenny handles it. He walks in there. And he's just like, that was terrible. 12 penalties, 93 yards is ridiculous. Like, you don't have to prompt him. He didn't give that whole, it's first game jitter. None of that stuff. He just said, this was garbage. We're going to get this fixed. We're going to get this fixed. None of the, Tory stuff is what I'll call it, right? Where he walks in and goes, I'm just happy with the team. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. He's like, we had a lot of work to do.
Well, and I completely forgot they lost to Texas State last year.
They beat them, but they won. It was a close game. They
was it? They didn't win? Okay.
But they were down, and they had to come back to win it and stuff like that. Texas State's not an easy place to play. Just like Mississippi State's not going to be.
No, it's not going to be an easy place to play.
They're the worst team in the SEC, and it's not close, I don't think. But they have talent, and they will bite you.
It's going to be a long flight and all that stuff. Now,
and you're in Mississippi.
The one thing that I don't, we're not going to be able to go inside and go to the bathroom.
I mean, you're just going to be peeing in your seat.
I guess maybe you're just going to wear your football uniform on the plane.
No locker rooms.
No indoor plumbing. I may forget what I was going to talk about. No, what you hope is that all that stuff he's talking about with NAU and playing a unique defense and stuff like that they get that solved because they'll probably see a little bit of that.
Well,
you're a defense coordinator, you go, this is giving them problems.
Yeah, I mean, Mississippi State's offensive line is going to have an easier time moving Arizona State's defensive line out of the way and NAU had an easy time at times the other night doing so. The offensive line, Sam Levitt got hit at least 4 times, maybe 5, maybe 6 times where nobody blocked the guy.
Really?
Straight on hit.
Well,
then you can't do that.
Maybe that's the part of the confusion with
what they were doing on the defense.
Blitz pickup and all that. And I mean, what was the last play of? Was it the Texas-Ohio State game where that linebacker came out the edge untouched?
Yes.
And, the right tackle had a mental blow of mental blows. It's
I mean, it happens. It's the first game. It absolutely happens. So it'll be interesting to see. And we'll talk more about those penalties tomorrow and some other things around the ASU game as well. But, I mean, NAU had the time of possession of 31 minutes and 34 seconds. ASU had 28 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, granted, they went on a long drive there in that last drive there in the fourth quarter. NAU did for that touchdown. It was 8 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes and 18 seconds from that side. But, I mean, it's not like ASU was out there scoring touchdowns in fast fashion. They had a lot of drives where they're turning over. Like, in fourth quarter, NAU turned the ball over on downs. 4 minutes and 30 seconds, turnover and downs. ASU gets the ball back, 4 plays, 4 yards, 50 seconds, turnover on downs, right back to them. Time management was a concern for me in this game as well.
Fourth quarter, I'm not paying too much attention to the fourth quarter.
At that point, it was 31-13. They scored, and they're right back into that thing. It was still close.
You left with 4 minutes left.
We started walking down with 4 minutes left.
How was the exiting? Everything all right?
Everything was good. Walk right out, not been there, and then you sit there for the light rail for 20 minutes for a train to show up.
You
They
said
hold
15 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
By the time tomorrow,
It
it's
felt
gonna be
like
half an hour.
you know what? It felt like it. But we weren't getting yelled at or nothing, so that was good. People were behaving. So
Hey,
that's
did you
good.
get nachos Friday night at Desert Ridge?
I did not.
All right, Coach, shut the show down. You're not into it anymore.
I don't even know where you get food at Desert Ridge. Like that's the problem with some of the high school games, Dale. Like you don't even know where you go to get refreshed. They have like carts there. I don't even know where to go. Hey, Desert Ridge, help me out, brother, would you? Come on, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, folks. Talk a little bit more ASU, of course, more NFL. As Cardinals got back to practice yesterday after their final preseason game to first game week.
Tomorrow will be 1 day away from the Super Bowl champions.
Eagles battling it out
Cowboys
against the
get going.
last place team in the division, Dallas Cowboys. See y'all tomorrow, folks. Macomb Business coming up at 11. See ya.